When it's late night and all you want to do is cozy up on your couch with some hot cocoa, the frustration of receiving no hot air from your heat pump can ruin that experience. Instead of enjoying the warmth, you're left wondering why your heat pump isn't working the way it should be. Well, if this sounds like you, then keep watching as we get to the bottom of why you may not be getting any hot air from your air source heat pump. At Monkey Wrench, we've seen how inconvenient it can be when a home experiences a lack of proper heating from a heat pump. And since 2007, we've helped diagnose these systems in homes across Los Angeles, and we've narrowed down the reasons why there's a lack of hot air to these causes. Heat pumps are whole house systems, so it can be tricky for homeowners to pinpoint the exact location and part of a heat pump preventing it from generating heat. Hey, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing as we're constantly adding new videos on all things heating and air. Now let's jump in. One of the first things a certified technician may inspect is the refrigerant inside the heat pump system. And that's our first point today on why you may not be getting this hot air. Refrigerant problems. An issue with refrigerant, such as a leak or low supply, can affect the heat pump's ability to produce hot air. The special refrigerant within a heat pump system allows the transfer of heat from the outside to the warm airflow circulated throughout a home. A refrigerant leak may be hard to detect, but it should be addressed by a certified technician immediately. The leak can spread to other heat pump parts and cause further damage. The refrigerant inside a heat pump must be replenished if running low, otherwise it may prevent hot air from being produced by the heat pump. Even though a refrigerant refill sounds simple, it should only be completed by a professional technician to avoid any accidental spills or damage to the heat pump. Even if the refrigerant is refilled, the heat pump may lack hot air due to obstructed airflow and ventilation, bringing us to the next reason why you may not be getting any hot air: ventilation and airflow obstruction. Any restrictions with the airflow and ventilation of a heat pump system may prevent it from blowing hot air. Heat pumps have a complex ductwork and airflow system that allows the transfer of hot air throughout different rooms in the home. Heat pump systems have air filters that need to be cleaned and replaced periodically to prevent any airflow restrictions. Dust and debris can pile up inside the ductwork and venting, obstructing hot air from dispersing. With biannual maintenance, homeowners can contract an HVAC technician to inspect the heat pump for airflow restrictions and remove debris. During these inspections, technicians can also check for any early part or component failures that may eventually cause a lack of hot air. If you live in Los Angeles, it's worth noting that these biannual maintenances are included in the Monkey Wrench Home Protection Plan. Moving on to our next reason why you may not be getting any hot air from your system is mechanical failure. A lack of hot air from your heat pump system may have been caused by a part that's been broken for various reasons. Heat pump technology comprises of different components that work together with refrigerant to absorb heat from the ambient temperature, and they transfer it to create hot air in a home. Here are some of the more critical parts of a heat pump that can cause a lack of hot air if they break down: condenser coil, air handler, compressor, evaporator coil, reversing valve. Homeowners aren't really expected to know what each of these parts are and where in the heat pump system they're located. But with a professional technician's assistance, homeowners can have their heat pump system inspected to see if any failing part is causing the lack of hot air. All the top heat pump brands have manufacturer warranties that cover any defective parts, so if any faulty parts are causing a lack of hot air, homeowners can submit a claim to have that part replacement covered. Even if all the parts are working correctly, a heat pump system will not provide any hot air if there are issues with the electrical source that provide it with power. Electrical issues. There could be an electrical issue causing a lack of power to the heat pump and rendering it unable to produce any hot air. Most heat pump systems need a 240 volt, 30 amp circuit to have enough energy to operate efficiently. If there are outages with the electrical grid or burnt circuit breakers, a heat pump will be inoperable until the electrical issues are resolved. Only a certified technician can address any electrical issues affecting a heat pump system. Heat pumps have built-in electrical coils that heat air if the outside temperature is too low. If these electrical heating elements cannot convert electricity for heating power for any reason, a professional HVAC technician will need to replace or repair them. Aside from electricity, heat pumps need adequate surrounding temperatures to operate and provide hot air. Yes, there is new emerging technology that allows certain heat pumps to thrive in colder temperatures, but in this specific case, we are talking about traditional air source heat pumps. Cold ambient temperatures. If the ambient temperature around a heat pump system is too cold, it may not be able to have enough heat to provide hot air. On average, heat pump systems can pull in heat from ambient temperatures if it's over 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything under that temperature and the heat pump system must rely more upon electricity to heat the air. Because of the temperature constraints, heat pumps aren't suitable in areas where the temperature stays under 40 degrees for days on end. Luckily, a majority of Los Angeles and the surrounding areas don't experience days and weeks of constant freezing weather. Ideally, homeowners expect a heat pump to provide warmth during colder weather, but sometimes there could be a couple reasons why no hot air is circulating. But now that you've gained that insider knowledge on why there could be a lack of hot air, you can confidently speak with a technician about your issue and have it resolved. To help you prepare for a technician visit, check out this article on how much HVAC repair costs. If you found any of the information in this video helpful, do us a favor and please hit that like button and subscribe, as we're constantly adding new videos on all things plumbing, heating, and air.